Well, after that breathtaking lightweight performance, we move up to welterweight, and Ramazan Gitinov from Bahrain in the blue corner. Bahrain, the #1 country in the world at the moment, and we've just seen them have success with Abdulmanap Magomedov, who was so pleased. They are so strong, Brian.
Without a doubt. A tough test, though, taking on Russia's Evgeny Morozov.
Yes, you're right, Brian. Morozov, well-rounded. He grinds out the points win. And we saw an incredible semi-final with him yesterday. He beat Minev, who's also so strong as well. And they really both had to dig deep. But what Morozov showed for us was, just like we saw from Isbaev, was good stand-up alongside that strong ground game for Morozov. He was a well-rounded and against a very dangerous man. Happy to stand and trade, but knew that perfect time to take your man down.
Yeah, certainly did, but took a bit of damage in that fight. You can see that on the nose there, just getting greased up. The nose certainly took a little bit, which hopefully won't cause any problems in this. But on the flip side, you've got Ramazan Gitinov, who in the Asian Open actually beat Axel Sola, and that proved it was no fluke by the fact that now he is here in the final. So a real tough test of styles and also physicality in this one as far as Morozov and Gitinov coming face to face.
And another thing as well, Brian, in England, our good old-fashioned term, bragging rights, Bahrain versus Russia.
Oh, there is. Yeah, the Russians have entered for the first time the Worlds in 2018, now the Euros, looking to charge and try and make some space.
Bahrain versus Russia, the #1 senior team versus the #1 in the rankings for the juniors. Ramazan Gitinov, Bahrain. Evgeny Morozov, Russia. And as Brian was saying, Morozov took that damage because, again, rather unusually for Russians, he was quite happy to stay and stand and trade for long periods of boxing there.
Yeah, maybe not the best fighting for a tournament format, but it's earned him his way here against Gitinov, who has come through in impressive fashion throughout all the rounds, really dominant. But like you said, there are bragging rights on the table here. Bahrain, the #1 team in the world. Russia looking to try and make a march on that. They've done very well, both teams in the medals. Oh, but look at the right hand and the left hook there from Gitinov.
That was sharp, Brian. But as I said again, Morozov, as he did in the semi, happy to stay there and see how this pans out. And Gitinov, very quick to take him down, but Morozov, as we saw,
he's dropping for that. He's finished like this before. He took out Alex Gill in this way as well, and now looking to lock this up. He's going to step over. Watch, he does this different. He's going to step over that leg there, try. But Morozov, now he drops down. He's got to chase the legs. He really needs to engage the legs.
But it was the speed from Gitinov there that caught Morozov.
Oh, he switches to the back. That is clever play.
Oh, and then they disengage. What a start. Brian, the finals today have been electric.
Electric indeed, and they're really heating up as we get to these larger weight classes. And Morozov there stayed cool, stayed calm, under some pressure. I like the way he threw the body shot as soon as he stood back up, as if to say, I'm still here as well. That's great work by Morozov.
Well, that's what we saw from him against Minev as well, that durability, that, as you said, that stickability here, and he's going to need it because, for me, Gitinov very fast and sharp.
Yeah, Gitinov fast and sharp, and we just saw the lightweight title there go to Isbaev, and Isbaev with a very different style, light on his toes, whereas these two are planting their feet. They are really putting a lot behind every shot.
Oh, that's a solid right hand. I like Gitinov's boxing here. And as you said, the feet are planted. These shots are heavy. Even these jabs, they're rocking in.
I like that as well. He stepped up with the knee as if he was going to step in. Then just a nice sharp straight right down the middle. Oh, matching each other punch for punch.
And those knees coming in underneath. And that's what I said. Morozov, throughout this tournament, because of that Russian pedigree, you wait for the takedown, but he stays up far longer than a lot of his colleagues.
Oh, but look at that. Gitinov. That little slide in there to grab that single leg, then works to the back.
Driving the knee into the top of that thigh there.
Morozov wants to turn back into him, but there's not an inch given from Gitinov. And Gitinov really has come out here to make a mark as far as attitude in this final. Straight away throwing big heavy punches. First one to go for a takedown attempt. Clinging onto the back of Morozov.
And again, each time he saw the shift and the try to the turn from Morozov is when he took him down, and he's done it again here.
Yeah, Morozov looked like he was trying to drop and roll there as if he could try and scramble on top. Just 10 seconds left, so likely we'll see this go into a second round. Oh, those knees buried into the kidneys there.
And that for me was the exclamation mark on the opening round for Ramazan Gitinov from Bahrain. And it's margins, as we said, in these incredible cream now. They've got to the top. But for me, those margins are in favour of Gitinov in every aspect, just that bit better at the moment.
Gitinov, for me, is just a bit more eye-catching work. And I think, unlike the other fights we've seen a little bit of a feeling out process in the early rounds. That there's a lot on the line. There's the nerves, the fact you're coming into the final. This is all eyes on you. That gold medal is within touching distance. That's led to a couple of these fights. That first round not being the most exciting, but these two wasted no time getting to work. Got stuck in. Morozov was in trouble with that choke attempt at the start of the first round. Gitinov coming in with some heavy strikes. Morozov has survived that. Gitinov is still trying to impose his will. I feel like Morozov is the one that has got to do the work to switch the momentum going into the second round.
I couldn't have said it better, Brian. And also, I also feel that Morozov is finding it hard to cope with the speed of Gitinov and the way he transitions there. Everything Morozov does is deliberate and powerful, but Gitinov has that extra edge, I think, in the speed department as well.
We saw that not just in the striking, but the takedown attempt, the way he slid, the knee slide across to grab that single leg, but that's the answers you're looking for from your corner if you're in the Russian side.
That heavy left hook from Morozov, but again, Gitinov, you have to blink to see, did it really land? Because he had to take a solid left there.
Solid left, now working off the jab himself. Good chess match of striking between these two. And they're not really having to work to get into range either. They're both willing to stand there. It's almost like they're just testing each other's reactions, but that is a great level change. Nice switch to the back.
And that's the difference between the two for me, Brian. Morozov is one of those guys that's always going to give you a test, always going to give you a problem, but he's having that difficulty with the speed of the transitions from Gitinov.
And he's also having now a little bit of difficulty, some of that damage, that nose that we talked about, where he sustained the damage yesterday coming in with that wild fight that he had coming into the finals. That's now opening up, and that'll literally, quite literally, Gitinov will start smelling blood and look to put the pressure on even more.
Yes, and again, these transitions, the way he's working, Morozov as strong as they come, but for me, just a bit more pedestrian in his pace compared to Gitinov.
And in this position as well, Gitinov can work all day long. Nice top position control there. Morozov trying to wrap the legs, grapevine those legs. But Gitinov, an absolute monster of a wrestler, has done this since he was a very young man. This is just nature to him. He can sit in here all day long, keep you down there, pep you with shots. So I want to see what Gitinov has of his back, and that's good to see. Switching the hips, trying to control an arm, trying to do something, even getting back to the cage now, looking to stand back up.
And even the little subtle things you mentioned, he's targeting that bridge of the nose and the forehead where the damage has been done consistently as well. He's giving Morozov so much to think about.
Yeah, Morozov, though, I'm impressed. He's worked his way back to the cage, but look at that, just ragdoll there. Pure technique, pure timing there from Gitinov. Drop and roll. Oh, Morozov was trying to hook a leg now, trying to scramble. But this is good as well. Morozov not submitting to a position, not allowing Gitinov to just sustain one spot where he can work from to progress.
But it's all defensive mode, Brian, at this point in the game, in the second round here with just one to go.
Yeah, well, it has to be. Gitinov has really turned it up in this second round. Switched it from a striking battle into an absolute grappling masterclass.
Yes, Morozov has been under this pressure from the moment the round started. I said, he's a bull of a man at the weight. He's strong. He doesn't give in. But he's just, and sometimes there's no other way to say it. He's second best at the moment.
Second best, but the referee has separated. I'm not entirely sure I agree with the separation. Only 10 seconds left, so.
But what that separation did was just give Gitinov total control here, straight back at it. And for all his strength, which I've seen across tournaments, Morozov looks tired to me from the sheer weight of the defensive work he's had to do here, Brian.
I think that's right. Weight, metaphorically and physically. He's had to carry Gitinov for most of that second round. There was a moment there where he's right in front of his corner and you saw him take a knee as well. And that says a lot if you're looking at body language and demeanour. Yes, he wasn't sustaining physical damage, but mentally you've got to ask how much is that wearing on the Russian fighter Morozov.
Well, he needs an offense in this third round, Brian, but you wonder where it's going to come from, because Gitinov, for all that strength, we've seen he's fast on his feet. He's a good striker as a setup, but also he's got that mobility. It's a well-rounded package, the young man from Bahrain, that he's got to try and dismantle in one round now.
Yeah, one round, but we have seen crazier things happen inside an MMA cage. But now it's all about what Morozov has got deep down inside. Forget the years of training, drilling, the tactics. What can you muster from inside your soul to turn this around? Because right now, Morozov looks like he's sat in silver medal place, whereas Ginitov has had a gold medal performance.
Yes, so Morozov one round to turn this round, and he will try. He'll walk him down. We know he's powerful, but there again, preempted. Breaks the rhythm there, Gitinov. Just as he sets, Gitinov goes first, and that's been the problem for Morozov, the pace of Gitinov here.
Yeah, and I'd like to see Morozov try and keep it separate, and that's good to see. Separate again, because Gitinov, even that little snap of the neck to try and grab the neck and bring him down, the speed, his reactions, his instinctive reactions when they get into the clinch, very impressive.
And again, he's the one now initiating the range here. He steps in and out sweetly. And it's a tough day's work here for Morozov. You've got to feel for him. It's not like he's doing anything particularly wrong. He's making a better version of himself, in my mind.
Yeah, I can see exactly that, Malcolm. You look at his charge towards this final. He's had some tough fights. He's shown us some really high-level stuff and come across some tough competitors to make it to here. But on the other side of the bracket was this man making a march towards the final, Gitinov, and he has looked better and better every fight. And although he's not finishing and dominating Morozov like he has some of the others, you just got to look at the confidence he's bringing with just a flurry of strikes like that as he marched forward, straight left, straight right, and now Morozov back up against the cage.
Oh, that was hurtful, Brian. As you said, it was straight, it was accurate, it was fast. And you mentioned the confidence, but he didn't care about what Morozov might offer back. He just, as you said, literally walked straight forward throwing that, and look where we are again now.
And look at the body language of Morozov in there. Talk to fighters, they say you can feel your opponent wilt, you can feel it break, and I think that is what Ginitov can feel, and that's a scary thing because that will give him his second wind as well. And Ginitov on a charge now, trying to really make a statement to claim this gold medal.
And it's been a hard, fast pace as well. You talk about the cardio and the second win. This has been at a pace, this final, over the 3 rounds.
I think you're absolutely right. It's not just at a pace, but they're throwing hard. Like we said, with the Isbalayev fight that we just witnessed in the lightweight bracket, there was lots of, with the lightweights, nice footwork, nice movement. But this one, they're bedding their feet down, they're throwing everything. There's these grappling exchanges that really are giving their all, and that is a grueling way of fighting, a very taxing way of competing against another fighter.
Yes, good point, and it's right to the end here as well, and you feel for Morozov. Not done much wrong. It's not about what he's done wrong, it's about the man in the other corner, the blue corner, Gitinov Bahrain. Again, we talk about textbook performances. This has been one of those in a totally different way to Isbalayev, but no less impressive.
No less impressive indeed, and you talk about textbook performances, but also across the tournament, how brilliantly he's executed his game plan. 2 fights he finished very early in the first round, then I believe one was a decision, and then he's come onto this. So he's had 5 rounds in there, I believe. Morozov has had almost 9 rounds of a competition to get to here.
And not a mark on Gitinov either after that. What a performance, and we're certain, like he is, that the gold is going his way. And I'm sure that's how the judges will see it as well.
And again, not just the gold medal going that way, we touched on it in the intros, those bragging rights as well, that will keep Bahrain well at the top there of the IMAF rankings. Superb stuff from both fighters, but let's find out who took it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges scored about 30-27 in favor of your winner. And now, the 2019 IMAF WAMA European Welterweight Champion. In the blue corner, representing the Kingdom of Bahrain, Ramazan Gitsinov.
Yes, Gitsinov, a dominant position and a dominant win for that gold.
Ramazan Gitsinov. We have a translator, it's okay. Thank you. Ramazan Gitsinov, an absolutely dominant performance, not just in this fight, but throughout the tournament. You have marched towards that gold medal. It's now yours.